Yes, you already attended yesterday's demo, right, Sonali?
Yes, Divya.
Okay, let's continue. I'm just activating the same SQL demo database first because we know every time we need to activate the database. And now, yesterday we understood about how to create. Actually, you already finished understanding about databases, tables, right? We created database, activated the database, we created the table, we understood about the data types,
Yes,
and
Divya.
insert and select command are also done, right? So now let's continue with the next topic. Okay, the next topic is about sub languages. Basically in SQL we have something called as sub languages. Okay, so let me show you one picture first. We have 5 types of sub languages. We will also call it as commands. Basically in each and every sub language we will have different commands. Okay, SQL commands we will call it as DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. These are 5 different sub languages, SQL sub languages or SQL commands. Okay, so 5 types of sub languages we have. That is, first one is DDL, that is data definition language. Okay, and the commands comes under DDL are create, alter, truncate, drop and rename. Next, DML, that is nothing but data manipulation language, and the commands are insert, update and delete. Okay, so likewise next we have DCL, TCL and DQL. So DCL, that is data control language. Commands are grant and revoke. Next, TCL, that is transaction control language, and the commands are commit, rollback and save point. Okay, so and the last one is nothing but DQL, that is data query language. We have select command in it. Okay, so all the commands whatever we have in SQL, all those commands are divided into this many types like sub languages we will call it as. In each and every sub language is in each and every sub language we have all the types. Okay, let's see one by one detailing. First let's discuss about DDL. DDL, that is nothing but data definition language. Okay, here all the commands whatever we have, those all commands basically deals with the structure of the table only. Okay, so let's see. First create. We already discussed yesterday about create command, right? We already saw how we created a table. We already deal with create table syntax, but let me give a little bit. Create in the sense, actually as we know, use it to create any database object actually. Okay, here database object in the sense it can be table, it can be view, it can be stored procedure, like that. Okay, not only this, find access everything whatever we create in database we will use create command only. Okay, so we already saw how we created a table, and going forward we will see this also, views, indexes, stored procedures, how we are going to use the create syntax. Okay, for now I'm not talking about this much detailing. Okay, so the second one is alter command. Okay, so Let me repeat. Today we started sub languages concept. In that we have 5 types of sub languages basically in SQL. That is, as you can see here, DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. Right? In each and every sub language we have some commands here. Okay, so first we are focusing on DDL command. Just now we started. Okay, so in DDL create command, yesterday we already saw how we created a table, so I'm not repeating that much. Let's start alter command. Okay, so basically we have 5 use cases in alter. Okay, let me explain one by one. So first use case is that alter is used to add any new column in the existing table. Okay, so alter is used to add any new column in the existing table. That is, we already created an employees table yesterday by using create command, right? Here we can see we have 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. Now in this table only, if I wanted to add one new column, okay, while working, we realize that we want to add one more column on that particular table. So how we can do that? Obviously by using alter command. Okay, the syntax, let me write the syntax first. Alter table, table name, we need to use a keyword called as add. Okay, and then we need to say column name, data type. So actually we know that every time whenever we are creating columns, we will define data types, right? So here also we are just creating a new column. So definitely we need, after writing column name here, we need to define data type as well. Okay, like that. And if it is character data, we need to define size also, or else not needed, right? Like that. So this is our syntax. Let's use that. Let's see an example of employees table only. Create, alter table employees, right? I'm saying add column name. Let me add maybe bonus column here. Okay, and inside bonus definitely we will have numerical values only, so let me write it as float so that it will accept decimals also, right? Like this we need to write. We are just altering the table called as employees, and how we are altering? By adding one column name should be bonus and the data type should be this one, like that. I'm just selecting, executing. It got executed successfully. Let me refresh this. Then you can see bonus is added with the float data type, right? Let me show you. Select star from bonus, sorry, employees, right? Whenever we use select command like this, it will display the complete data from employees table, correct? Now we can see we also got the new column here, bonus. We just created a column, we didn't inserted data so far, that is the reason inside it is showing null, but we got the table structure that we added a new column here, right? Am I clear? This is about first use case of alter. And second use case, let's see. Alter is used to remove any existing column from the table. Okay. So again, by using alter, if we want, we can remove any column also. I'm having this many columns here. I realized I don't want any particular column. So to remove that, again, I need to use alter command only. Let's see the syntax. Alter table, table name. Now here I need to use a keyword called as drop. For adding, we use add as a keyword. Now for removing the column, we will use drop. And what we need to drop? We want to drop column. So we need to write a keyword called as column. Then I need to mention column name. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. So let's take an example. Alter table employees, drop column Maybe same column which we created previously, that is bonus column. Let's try to remove that. Here we are having bonus for now. I'm just trying to execute this one. It got executed successfully. Now let me refresh once again. You can see the bonus column is removed, right? Once again, let's try to execute select command and display the data. See, we don't have bonus here because we just removed it by using alter command. Like that. Whenever we wanted to add any new column or whenever we wanted to remove any existing column, we will use alter only. Okay. Now let's see the third use case. Alter is again used to change data types for existing column. Obviously, we know that while creating, whenever we are using create command, or else even here also, for every column generally we will define a data type, right? So we realized at any point of time we wanted to change the data type of already created tables or columns, right? At that time again we need to use alter command. Yesterday we understood the difference between char and varchar, right? By using char, the memory is will be wasted, but varchar, the memory won't be wasted, correct? So as we understood this point, now I realize that I don't want to use char, I want to use varchar, like that, in any scenario. Okay, so now I want to change this data type only. So obviously again I'll use alter command only. Okay, so alter table, table name. Okay, here we need to use a keyword called as modify. Modify column name. Actually here we need to write like this. Modify column name, and maybe I can say new data type. Okay, let's use alter table. Table name is employees here, right? Modify. Modify is a keyword which we will use to change the data type. Okay, so what we wanted to modify, actually we wanted to modify column. And what column? Maybe employee name column. And what actually we want, I mean what is what we are expecting here, we want to change the data type. Previously we had char here, now I wanted to give it as varchar. So I can give directly the new data type here, whatever I want to give. Obviously for character data we need to mention size, so I'm mentioning size here, right? See, it got executed. You can see here for now we have char of 10. Let me refresh. We got varchar of 20, like that. Whenever we wanted to change the data types, we will again use the alter command only. Okay. So what I said, in alter we have 5 use cases, correct? First use case is whenever we want to add any new column in the existing table. For the already created table, if we want to add a new column, then we will use alter command. Inside alter command, we will use add keyword, right? Alter table, table name, add column name and the data type, correct? Now the second use case is that if we want to remove any existing table from the column, sorry, existing column from the table, right? We already have one table. If now we wanted to remove any already existing column, then also we will use alter command only. But inside alter command we will use drop command, right? Like this, alter table, table name, drop column. Here we need to mention data, mention a keyword called as column, then only SQL will understand that we wanted to drop a particular column, and then we need to mention the column name. Okay, and the third use case, to change the data types of already created columns, right? For changing the data type, we need to use a keyword called as modify inside alert command. Okay. Here also we are wanted to modify column, so we will mention the data keyword as column here, then column name, then new data type directly we will give. Okay. till now, whatever syntaxes I explained, all the syntaxes are same for remaining databases also. That is maybe SQL Server, Oracle Server, everything, Postgres Server. Okay, everywhere the syntaxes are same, but only with this particular thing. Okay, whatever we saw here, this modify keyword we will use in MySQL only. If it is SQL Server, we will write, for knowledge purpose I'm saying this, if it is SQL Server database, this syntax, instead of modify, again we will use alter only. Like this we will write, okay, alter table, table name, alter column, column name, and new data type. Okay, here modify keyword we won't use there. Again we need to use alter only in SQL Server. Remaining all syntaxes are same in any service. Okay, am I clear, guys? Still here? Is there anyone new today attending the session newly today? First class, or all of you attended yesterday's class, right? Yesterday's demo.
Yeah.
Perfect. So in 5 use cases, we discussed about 3 use cases. Let's see about fourth. So fourth use case is, if we want, we can rename column name here. Okay, rename column name. For already existing table, of course. Okay, so after creating the table, if we wanted to rename any column name, then also we will use alter command only. Okay, the syntax will be like alter table, table name. We need to use a keyword called as rename. Then we will mention here, what column keyword, that is we are going to rename the column, and then we will mention old column name to new column name. Okay, like this. Alter table, table name, rename column, old column name to new column name. Let's see. Alter table, table name is employees, rename column, old column name. What we will, okay, let's change date of joining to maybe like this, DOJ. Okay, I'm just changing the column name like this. It got executed again. Let me refresh. Now you can see we got DOJ, right? Like this, we can even rename column names whatever we want, whenever we want, by using alter command. Okay. Fifth and the last use case of alter command is that whenever we wanted to actually by using alter command is used to add primary key in the existing table. Okay, this is one of the use case of alter command, but we didn't finish primary key concept. So at this point of time, I'm not explaining this point. Okay, I'm just mentioning what is the fifth use case. Going forward, whenever we are, dealing with integrity constraints concept, whenever we are understanding or whenever we are talking about primary key, at that point of time only I'll explain this use case. Okay, so these are 5 use cases of alter command. Okay, in DDL we have create, alter, truncate, drop and rename. Create yesterday only we understood. Alter command just now we are done. We have 5 use cases in it, right? I hope I'm clear. Fifth use case we can discuss going forward in primary keys concept. Okay, so next we have truncate command. So truncate command basically used to remove complete data from the table or inside the table, I can say, but structure will remain same. Okay. So whenever I use truncate, what will happen? The complete data inside whatever we have inside table, that data will be removed, but the structure of the table will remain as it is. Okay, let's observe. And to show you truncate command, let me create one more table. Maybe let me create one duplicate table for employees. So just give me a second. Just giving the name as employees1. Here also employees1. And here I didn't mention you one point actually. Let me finish this, then I'll say. Suppose I'm creating one table. I executed one. This is create command. This is insert command. I just kept the table name as employees1. Okay, we inserted the data now. Let me select the data. Display the data by using select command. Select star from employees1. Okay, we got the data, right? So here I forgot, maybe I didn't mention this point for you. In MySQL especially, if I wanted to execute any multiple statements together, okay, so suppose I'm writing select star from employees. Let me refresh here. Now we can see we have employees table, employees1 table. Just now we created employees1 table. Okay, at that time I wanted to display these two particular tables. So what I can do, if I am executing like this by selecting two lines, two queries, it will throw me error stating normal syntax error only. Okay, because SQL won't understand if I'm writing like this. It will consider them these two lines as a one single query. So to avoid that, actually, whenever we wanted to execute multiple queries, every time at the end of one particular query, we need to use a semicolon here. This is generally we'll call it as delimiter. Let's not talk about this at this point of time. Going forward, I'll explain, or else here also no problem. Basically, we'll have something called as delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but the symbol by using which maybe I can say SQL will understand that that is the end of the statement. Okay, in MySQL, in any SQL actually, it's not only MySQL, in everywhere, SQL Server, in all the databases. So let me write as in SQL semicolon semicolon is a delimiter. Okay, by default we will use semicolon as a delimiter. That is, whenever we SQL will see semicolon, it will understand that is the end of the particular SQL statement. Okay, but here in MySQL especially, semicolon is optional. Okay, if we previously what we used to do whenever we are working, like previously years ago, whenever we are working in Oracle SQL and all, we need to definitely use semicolon, then only our query will be executed at that query used to execute at that point of time. Okay, if we missed writing semicolon, we will get the error at that point of time. But now uh, all the actually this is all the semicolons are optional only. Without semicolon also, you can see, so we executed so many queries previously from yesterday, but for none of them I used semicolon, right? So because semicolon is optional, if we use also no problem, if we don't use also no problem, it will work. But whenever we are executing multiple statements, definitely we need to use a semicolon. Then only SQL will understand this is one particular query and this is our second query. Okay, if I don't use semicolon, it will treat both lines as one single query and it will throw us error, just like we observed previously. Now, if I keep semicolon, it will execute like this, and I can able to see the results by selecting like this, right? Clear? So let's get back to our concept. I created employees one table, right? So first let me just removing this thing. Let me show you the data of employees one. This is our table, right? We are having 4 columns, 3 rows. Now what is truncate? I'm saying whenever we use truncate, it will remove complete data inside the table. That is whatever data I'm having here, this row, 3 rows of data, the complete data, it will remove. But the structure will remain same. Structure of the table. That's to be simply, I can say that whatever we I mean, by using create command, whatever we did, that will be as it is only, but by using insert command, whatever we inserted, that data will be removed, right? So what is actually the structure of the table here? Whatever we used in create command, that is, it can be table name, column names, data types. Going forward, we will have um integrity constraints also. Here only we will define. So all of them are treated as table structure only. That will be as it is, but the data inside will be removed. Okay, let's see. The syntax is very easy here. Truncate table, table name is the syntax. So let's see example. Truncate table employees one. Okay, so this is my employees table data. I'm having 3 rows, right? First row, second row, third row. Now let me use truncate on this particular employees one. It got executed successfully. Now let me display the data. Select start from employees one. You can see a blank table like this, because whenever we are using truncate, the complete data will be removed, but structure will be as it is only. Okay, clear?
Yes, madam.
Perfect. And what is next? Rename. So actually this rename, what it will do, it will rename if we wanted to change a table name. Okay, previously inside alter we used rename keyword to change the column name, right? Here rename column name from the existing table. So inside alter we used rename, then a column name we actually removed here. Sorry, column name we renamed here. But whenever we want to rename table name itself, then we will use direct rename function. Okay, so syntax will be rename. Okay, so ta table old table name to new table name. Okay, this is the syntax of rename. Let's see. Rename table, old table name is employees 1 to new table name is employees. Okay, this employees 1, we are actually we already have employees, right? So this employees 1 table, I'll just change it to employee, emp, something like this. Okay, so let's see. It got executed successfully. Let me refresh. Now you can see employees is there as it is. Employees 1 table, I renamed it to emp, so I got emp here, right? Like this we can use a rename command. Okay,
Yes, madam.
perfect. With this we are done with ddl commands. Okay, create, drop, alter, truncate, rename are done. Now let's see dml also. Can you able to understand, or is it boring?
No, I am able to understand.
Okay, perfect.
Divya, ma'am, one thing. So, what is the difference between rename and alter command?
Yeah, in alter we used rename. There we actually renamed the column. column name. Okay, whenever we want to rename column name inside a table, we will create columns, right? So whenever we want to rename the column name, we will use alter, and inside alter we will use rename command. Here we are saying we are going to rename column. So previously date of joining we gave like this. Now if we want to rename complete table name, this table name if we want to rename, then directly rename command we need to use. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? Anyone?
No, madam, we can proceed.
Okay, perfect. So next DML, that is data manipulation language. Okay, commands are insert, update, and delete. So obviously insert command we already saw yesterday. We already inserted the data inside the table. Okay, now I'm not repeating once again. Next update command. Okay, so update command, with the name itself we can understand whenever we wanted to update any data, okay, change any already existing data, then we will use update command. Okay, use it to change or update the data inside the table. Okay, suppose let me write it as select star from employees table. Here we already discussed MySQL is case insensitive. We can use anything, small e, capital E, anything is fine. So this is our table. Okay, now let's update something. Update is nothing but whenever we wanted to update any existing data. Sometimes maybe we will enter some wrong data, or sometimes we wanted to, yeah, some Vaishnavi, could you please mute yourself? If you have any doubts, you can unmute and you can speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So update in the sense whenever we wanted to update. See, sometimes maybe we will enter some wrong data, or we can do any kind of mistakes while inserting, or else sometimes we will get some new data, right? If we wanted to change any data, in that scenarios obviously we will use update command, right? So the syntax will be update, let me write at the bottom, update table. Here update table name, we need to use a keyword called as set. Okay, then actually before, let me write, so the syntax will be update table name set. Okay, maybe column name is equals to value. Okay, afterwards, I mean, just first let me take one example, then you can understand clearly. We can write it as, okay, so update table name. Here I wanted to update employees table, so I wrote table name directly, and set, we need to use a keyword called as set, and whatever column, for example salary. First of all, maybe I wanted to change salary of John. We have 35,000, right? Let me, I got some new data for John, that is employee ID 3. I wanted to change 35,000 to 45,000. Okay, that is what I need to do. So obviously to make that change, I need to use update command, and like this we will write update table name set salary is equals to 40,000. Okay, if I execute like this, what will happen? Anyone, any guesses?
I think it will give error
Okay,
because that semicolon is not there.
semicolon.
Yeah,
Actually, semicolon is optional, Darshan, here in
Oh,
MySQL. No
okay.
problem. If we use, okay, you are thinking like maybe this is one line and this is one line. It's not like that. This is completely one syntax, right? So one complete syntax is fine. If I am writing again alter here, then any alter command, create command, insert command, select command, then SQL will consider this as a second SQL query. Okay. So like this, if you are writing, that is okay. But what is the problem with this in the sense? Suppose, first let me write it as select star from employees. Let's see the data once. This is our data. I said that I want to change the salary of John, that is employee ID 3, from 35,000 to 40,000. Okay, then I wrote a syntax like this. But if I execute this particular syntax, the salary of 40,000 will be updated to all the rows, because I didn't mention here that I want to update for employee ID 3 or employee name John, right? If I am executing this particular query now, how many rows will be there in my table? For every row, the salary will become, I'm just telling to SQL that go to employees table, update salary is equals to 40,000. Then it will update salary is equals to 40,000 for all the rows. Okay. But actually we want to update for only John. So we need to write where clause here. Okay. So we have something called as where clause. Obviously, going forward in clauses and operators, we will discuss detailedly about the where clause by solving some examples. But still, here also we need to use where clause. So at least to some extent, we will try to understand. It's very simple. Where clause is nothing but it is a clause in SQL whenever we wanted to mention any conditions. Or else let me write it as where clause is used to mention any conditions. Okay, here what is my condition? For employee ID 3 only, I want to change, right? So whatever conditions is there in any time, okay, whenever we are using any queries, if you want to give some conditions for our data, we will use where clause. We will write that particular conditions inside where clause. Okay, so basically where clause is used to mention any conditions, and accordingly the data will be either updated, deleted, or filtered. Let me explain this point for you. Here what I'm saying, basically where clause is just used to mention any conditions. Okay, but here actually I'm updating the data. If I mention one condition inside where clause, that is for update command, according to that conditions the data will be updated. Okay, likewise, if I mention where clause in delete command, according to that conditions the data will be deleted. If I mention where clause in select command, okay, normally if we write select star from a table name, complete data it will display. If I don't want to see complete data, if I want to see any particular data, at that time we need to again give that conditions inside where clause, any particular data in the sense again row level data. Yesterday I said that if we want to see only employee name and salary, that is column level, we can write that particular column names, right, in select command. Here, if I'm using select star, it will display complete data. If I'm saying employee name comma salary, it will display that particular data. Basically here we are providing columns. So columns is fine actually. But if we want to see only rows, suppose from this table I want to see only first and second row of data. So that is my condition. So obviously I need to mention that inside where clause, and accordingly the data will be filtered. Okay, like that. Actually we will have where clause concept going forward. At that time we will see very deeply, we will solve some examples. Okay, for now just remember or understand that we will use where clause to write or to give any conditions. Okay, so here also what is my condition? Actually I want to
Sorry,
update salary for John only.
name.
Sorry Darshan.
No, no, I was just answering the
Yeah,
question. Yeah.
you are saying employee ID 3
No, no. Where e name is equal to
is
John.
equals to John. Yeah,
Okay.
So in any ways, any how we can write, either I can write employee name is equals to John, or else I can write employee ID is equals to 3. Anything is acceptable, but the perfect way of using is employee ID is equals to 3, because going forward we will see primary key concept. At that time we will understand, because this data will be unique. Let's think logically here. Suppose in employees we will have our own employee ID, correct? In any office we will have, and for employees they will have their own employee ID, right? The employee IDs cannot be same for two persons, but names can be same. Sometimes same name can be have for two employees also. Of course, if we are specifically talking about first name and last name, definitely there will be change. But still, if we are thinking logically, names can be same sometime, salaries can be same, date of joinings can be same, but employee ID will be unique all the time, right? Like that. So inside where clause, whenever we are writing any condition, definitely we need to write about that. We need to consider that unique column. If imagine that I'm having two Johns in my data, if I say employee name is equals to John, for that two rows the data will be updated like that. So to avoid that thing, we will use employee ID only inside where clause. Here we can see the data, there is only one John. Here we can use employee name, that is fine, employee name is equals to John. But the perfect way of writing is we need to use employee ID column, that is, to be precise, to explain you clearly, I can say, going forward, we will have primary keys concept. Basically, on whatever column we have primary key, that column only we will use inside where clause. Okay, that concepts we will see going forward. For now, we will deal with this. So I wrote employee ID is equals to 4. Sorry, 3. Okay, let me execute. It got executed. Now let's display the data and let's check. See, the data got updated to 40,000. Okay. If suppose if I didn't mention this particular line and if I executed these two lines, then for all the rows the data will be updated to 40,000 here, here and here. Okay, that is in real time also. Whenever we use update command and delete command also, delete also same. If delete command, next we have delete command. Whenever we want to delete some data, we will use delete command. Basically that is deleting one particular row. There also we need to mention condition that which row we want to delete actually. Okay, or else if we forget using where clause in update command and delete command, it will affect our database a lot. Like this, obviously in real time we will have so many rows. If we just with a single mistake, a single line, if we are skipping here, if we don't mention where clause, in that table, in that column, all the data will be updated to that particular value. Delete also same, if you don't mention where clause, all the data will be deleted from the table. Okay, so definitely we need to be careful whenever we are using update command and delete command. Okay, definitely we need to use where clause whenever we are using update and delete. So this is about update command. Next, I hope I'm clear.
Yes, madam.
Perfect. Let's see delete command. Next is in DML we have three: insert, update and delete. So delete is the next command. Obviously use it to remove any particular rows from the table. So from the table, if we want to remove any particular rows, we can remove by using delete command. Okay. Now the syntax is simply we will say delete from table name. So yeah, delete from table name, and we need to use where condition. Here also, let me write where. Okay, this is our syntax actually. Here also delete from table name, where and condition. Okay, that is delete from employees. Maybe let's delete where employee ID is equals to 3. If I don't want to, don't want to have employee ID 3 in employees table. That is, if I want to delete or if I want to remove this particular row, then I'll use delete command, and inside a where clause I'll mention what I am going to delete. If we don't use this line, all the data will be removed. Okay, so let's execute. It got executed. Now let's see the data. You can see we got only 1 and 2 because third row is deleted, right? That is how we will use delete command. Every time whenever we use update and delete, we need to use where clause, and we need to give the condition. That condition in the sense we need to mention what we wanted to update or on what row. Basically we are trying to use update column and delete column. Okay, suppose if we want to delete two rows at a time, then we have some operators. Going forward we will see that operators and clauses concept. Okay, so this is about update and delete. But one important thing, so up to here I hope you are clear, right?
Yes, madam.
Perfect. So now actually as I in MySQL actually we will have one setting here. Okay, just now we understood the importance of using where clause in update command and delete command, right? If we forget using where clause, it will affect our database. Obviously we will in any data, obviously we can roll back the data, that is okay, but still due to this problem, due to if we misusing where clause every time, it is affecting our database. So for that reason, MySQL, what they did, they came up with one setting. By default we will have something called as safe mode in MySQL, only MySQL. So we will have something called as safe mode option. Okay, by default that safe mode option will be on. Okay, every time. So for you, as I already turn it off, that is the reason I can able to use delete command and update command. Okay, so but once you install this software in your system and when you try to update, I mean try to execute this update or delete command, you will get an error stating safe mode is turned on. Okay, like that one error you will get. So first you need to turn off that setting, then only you can able to execute delete or update commands. Okay, so let me show you that. This is obviously menu bar. In that we have edit, preferences, like this one dialog box you can able to see. In this we have here SQL editor. Okay, second option. Just scroll the page little bit down. Last option you can see save updates, rejects, in brackets it is showing us rejects updates and deletes with no restrictions. By default every time whenever we'll install the software it will be turned on. So as it is already the safe mode is turned on, whenever we use delete and update it will throw us error. Okay, I mean why they are using this particular setting here, in the sense just to help us, or they just actually wanted to remind us that you are going to use update and delete command, please be careful, or please use where clause, like that, just to remind us. They came up with this particular setting. Okay, if we use where clause also, if this setting is turned on, if we use where clause also we will get the error. If we don't use also we will get the error. Just to you know just to maybe just to remind us. Okay, if we get this error first, however I open just now, in that process only we need to open. You need to first turn off this. After turn, let's actually let me show you that error. I'm just turning it on. I'm clicking on OK. Every time after doing any changes in the settings, we need to refresh the database once. Refresh in the sense actually we need to reconnect the database once. That icon is here, you can see the last icon. Okay, last icon in the toolbar, you can see reconnect to dbms. Okay, so as I changed the setting, first I need to click once, then it will be refreshed, or the connection will be established once again. So now let me use this particular statement once again. It will throw me error stating. Let me copy the error message and show you. You are using safe update mode and you try to update a table without a where clause. Actually, if you see, I already used where clause, right? We executed this only in this where clause is there. But still, again, if we are using or not using also, it will just show the same error. It will say you are using an, you know, you're trying to use update without update on the table without a where. Okay. And to disable safe mode, it is just saying us toggle the option in preferences. That is what we did. Preferences, SQL editor, reconnect. Okay, like this we will get an error. If we are using where clause also, it will give us the same error. Okay, so for this, basically, if we are facing any of these errors, again we need to go to edit. In edit, preferences, SQL editor, second option, scroll the page down, last option we can see safe updates. Let me turn it off. I'll click on OK and let me reconnect to DBMS once again. Okay, now I won't get this particular error. I can able to perform any update or delete. Okay, like that. Only MySQL will have this setting, not in another tools or another databases. Okay, so yeah, I hope whatever we discussed till here it is clear, right? No doubt. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
No doubts, Madam Anjali.
Perfect. So next, let's discuss one more point here: drop versus delete versus truncate. Okay, very important interview question for freshers or maybe up to 2 years of experience. I can say 2 to 3, sometimes 4 5 years also they will ask this question. Nothing much differences we have, but still we need to say about what we are doing about the functionality of drop, delete and truncate. By using three we are removing something, right? What exactly we are removing, we need to explain. Difference between drop, delete and truncate. Drop table, when I mean drop command, whenever we are using drop command, what is happening? Did we saw drop? No, right? Maybe I forgot. After truncate,
It will drop that particular column or table. So
yeah, table actually. It
it
will
will
remove.
remove it from the system or from the
Yeah,
database.
actually, whenever we use drop command, it will remove any table from the any table actually from the database permanently. But actually, sorry for that. Maybe I forgot using after truncate. I used rename only. Let's use drop. Okay, if you see in TDL, we have drop command, right? Create, alter, truncate, drop, rename. I skipped explaining drop. Let's first do that. Drop command. Okay, actually it is used to remove maybe any tables. I can say tables, databases, anything. Tables, databases. Let's talk about tables only. So drop command is used to remove any tables permanently. Okay, permanently from database. So this employee table we are having, right? Select star from EMP. In this, maybe we don't have any data because we already use truncate, but still, if you are having data also, okay, whenever we use drop command, it will actually, if I don't want this particular table, if I want to remove this table permanently from my database, then I'll use drop command. Okay, the syntax will be simple: drop table, table name. Okay, so drop table emp. Okay, this table, it's of useless now, so I'm just dropping it. Execute, it got executed successfully, it is removed also. Now if I am saying select star from drop from emp, it will throw me an error stating table doesn't exist, right? Like that, whenever we want to remove any tables permanently. Actually permanently it will remove. Okay, if it is tables, if it is data types or databases also, whatever it is, going forward we'll have indexes, views, everything, stored procedures. After creating, if we wanted to remove them permanently from the database, then we will use drop command. Okay, so now drop versus delete versus truncate. It's simple. Whenever we want to remove any tables permanently from the database, we will use drop command. Okay, delete in the sense whenever we want to delete or remove any particular rows from the table, right? Whenever we want to remove some particular rows, then we will use delete command. Truncate in the sense, what will happen, only the complete data inside the table will be removed, but the structure of the table will be as it is, right? We already saw how many rows. Suppose if we are having 2000 rows also, whenever we use on truncate command on the table, 2000 rows will be removed at a time. Only the structure will remain same. Okay, clear? Important interview question.
Can you
Now,
please elaborate a little more on that, madam?
truncate.
And delete and truncate.
Yeah, no problem. So drop in the sense, first of all, whenever we are using drop, it will remove table permanently, right?
Yes.
Permanently it will remove the table. Delete in the sense only any particular rows actually. Okay, not the complete table, any particular rows. If I'm having 10 rows, in that I don't want 2 rows, so to delete that 2 rows I'll use delete command. Okay, like that, any particular rows.
It will
Previous,
delete permanently.
yeah, permanently only here also.
Okay.
Okay, but only rows. Now truncate. Truncate in the sense whenever we are using truncate, complete data will be removed. Complete data inside the table will be removed, but structure will remain same, right? Structure of the table will remain same. Structure of the table in the sense, it can be table name, column name, data types, but only the data inside will be removed. Okay, no other differences. Actually we need to explain what it is happening whenever we are using these commands. That's it. Now is it clear? Delete and truncate.
Yes, yes, it is clear,
Okay,
madam.
and suppose imagine if I'm having, I mean, suppose if I face any scenario, that suppose if I'm having some X table, maybe let's imagine it as film table. In that I'm having some 1000 rows. Okay, so maybe I got any scenario, or maybe my client wanted to remove all the data from that film table, and he gave me some new data, and I need to insert the new data in that table. So here the column names, the structure will be same. I mean, if the structure is same. Okay, if he is expecting the column names and data types should be same, obviously they won't mention us the data types and all, but if by they will just provide the data. If after observing we understood that the column names are same, only we need to change the data. At that time we have two options. Either we can use drop command. By using drop command I can remove the table completely, film table completely. Then again I will use create syntax for film table, then I'll use insert syntax to insert the new data, right? This method is also okay. Or else instead of performing each and every three steps here, directly I can use truncate and insert. Because by using truncate what will happen, only data will be removed, the structure will be same, right? No need of removing and creating once again. Directly only internally whatever data will be there, that will be removed, structure will be as it is. So no need of create table, directly I will insert new data into the table, right? So this again, performance level, if we observe whenever we are using truncate, this will be better. Okay, don't worry, going forward we'll discuss all these things once again. Okay, we are done with the time actually. If you have any questions, you can ask me, or else, and every time, as you know, in DurgaSoft, we'll give 3 demos. So this is our third class, third demo. So tomorrow, obviously, we will get one a new link. Whoever, I mean, if you are interested, if you really liked my sessions, just get register, and whoever will register, you get register for them, they will send a new Zoom link. Okay, follow that link and join the session tomorrow.
Okay, madam.
Okay,
Okay.
you already saw the course content, right? You know everything. Yesterday you all presented, I mean, yesterday you all attended is already, so you all know about my course content which we are going to cover, and every other details, so yes. Okay.
I had a
Yes, madam.
question
Yes, please.
regarding the payment actually.
Okay,
So should I be doing from my account, or is it okay if I do from one of my friends and like
that would
my
be fine,
brothers?
I guess, but maybe you need to provide them screenshot. But please give your mail ID. Okay, everyone, I'm saying that whatever mail ID you will provide to them, for that mail ID only we will give you the folder access actually going forward. So due to
Okay.
this mail ID, we may actually, we already we will face some issues. So uh, any other account also, that would be fine. Just send your screenshot of that payment. Along with that, provide your mail ID and your mobile number to them. If you have still, if you have any doubts, you can just contact our admin team. Okay, they will
Okay.
guide
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
All right, guys. Okay, then I'll end
Thank
the
you.
session. I hope there is no doubts for anyone, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
Let's
you.
meet in tomorrow's class. Okay, Vaishnavi, bye. Thank you.